So yesterday was a really exciting day for us MultiVersus fans. We got the release of Season 1 for the game, along with a new login screen which officially revealed two new characters, coming to this game at some point during Season 1. Black Adam and Stripe from Gremlins. Over on the MultiVersus Twitter account, they wrote, "What's better than officially kicking off hashtag MultiVersus Season 1, announcing Black Adam and Stripe are also coming this season. You're welcome." Alright, really awesome to get two new upcoming characters revealed yesterday. The official MultiVersus website also updated with this artwork, and the roster of the characters on the website has updated as well, adding in two blank spots for Black Adam and Stripe, but no character pics or bios for them yet on the website. If the characters released for Season 1 do follow the website order that we have going on here, then Morty, who releases on August 23rd, will be followed by Rick, and then we'll get Stripe followed by Black Adam. Again, that is if the way the website has these fighters listed is in fact the release order they're shooting for. We also now know how long Season 1 will last. Season 1 will end on November 15th. It started on August 15th, so that's exactly 3 months to complete the Battle Pass for this season. So probably seasons for MultiVersus will all last for 3 months. This Battle Pass has us working towards a Robin LeBron variant and a Brunhilde Bugs variant for the Premium Battle Pass. I'll be streaming often from here on out, doing my dailies for the game, and trying to achieve the seasonal milestones to work towards those two variants. So feel free to pop into any streams I do for MultiVersus. Besides the daily missions changing every day, new seasonal milestone missions are going to be added apparently every week. So by November there will be a lot of milestones to complete if they just keep rolling them out until the end. Still, I'd suggest keeping up with the daily missions if you want to finish this Battle Pass, as this one's final tier is a tier 50, and I imagine that'll take a lot of points to reach. Alright, so with a new season and major update for MultiVersus, that also means the internet starts running rampant with rumors of data miners finding new things in this build of the game's code. Before we talk about that stuff, I gotta put in my warning and disclaimer here first. So a little while back, I had WB request that I cut out information from one of my past MultiVersus speculation videos, even though I do not show anything from any data mines or supposed leaks, and I am not a data miner myself. I am simply discussing rumored to be data mined or leaked information in these videos. Everything I mention from here on out is just a rumor floating around the internet that I'm talking about. There is no concrete proof of anything, and anything we discuss is just for fun speculation. Not necessarily factual or true, just discussing rumors that are out there online. And that is what I will be calling this stuff from here on out. Rumored to be data mined information, or supposedly leaked info, etc. Anyway, don't believe everything you hear online. But also, conversely, spoiler warning just in case any of these rumors end up coming true. Also, Season 1 has only been out for a day so far, so data miners will likely still dig up new stuff in the Season 1 build of the game. So this video may not have everything that's found, but of course I'll continue to cover any other rumored to be found data mine information in future videos if we do start hearing more rumors of stuff being found in the code later on. Okay, with that said, let's dive into leak and speculation talk. First off, the roster on the official MultiVersus website lists the newly revealed fighters as Black Adam and Stripe. Stripe is just called Stripe here, even though from some of the past rumored data mines, it appeared the character would be somehow paired up with Gizmo. It was never clear how that would work, but the odd way they were supposedly paired together in the game's code made us assume they'd likely be a 2-in-1 fighter somehow. And that may still be the case, but so far the official website appears to list Stripe alone with no mention of Gizmo. Tony had tweeted about a bow and arrow, and I do personally still think that tweet is referring to Gizmo using one, like he does in the film. Gizmo does still have stuff rumored to be found in the Season 1 data mine right now, like a character icon and voice lines. So while on the website, Stripe is just listed as Stripe here, I do think Gizmo will somehow be connected to the character. But the mystery of how Gizmo and Stripe will work in this game remains a mystery for now. We can only speculate at possibilities, like that cool idea of swapping between which character is selectable mattering to whether it's night or day. But that of course is just speculation. Alright, so if the website lineup order is correct, our next fighters are Morty followed by Rick. Morty is releasing on August 23rd, so let's start with Morty. On the official website, Morty's bio has been updated a bit to list some of his special moves. Ground special, autopilot, and special ground neutral, it's a grenade, I think. And in the game, there's an evil Morty icon now, but it doesn't list how to unlock it. Most likely, it will only be unlockable once Morty is released on the 23rd. Okay, now let's talk about what new stuff has been rumored to have been found in the game's code for him. Supposedly, there are tons of voice files now for both Rick and Morty. However, unfortunately, they appear to just be recycled dialogue from the show itself and not newly recorded lines for MultiVersus. That's a bummer, as the character interaction dialogue lines are such a cool perk that MultiVersus has going for it. And Rick and Morty could have some great interactive dialogue here with some of the characters, but none seems to have been recorded for the game. Yet, anyway. Maybe they can record some MultiVersus specific lines at some later date. I do think other characters will probably continue to get new lines recorded over time, so that they can interact with more characters in the game as the roster keeps growing. Morty supposedly has an emote where he's drinking, probably the orange juice reference Tony mentioned in this tweet, and Morty has another taunt called Head Bent Over, which is a reference to the Get Swifty episode and probably has Morty dancing like he does in that episode. Morty's moveset is rumored to consist of that big muscle arm from the Mad Max themed episode, using Hammer Morty as a weapon, using a plumbus, which Tony mentioned in a tweet, and the current patch notes also mention about Morty. Morty has attacks that involve snakes, probably referencing the Space Snakes episode. Morty uses grenades, though which style grenades from which episode, it's unclear. Morty, I guess, uses an axe, but I don't recall him ever using one in the show. And of course, Morty has a portal in his moveset. Rick's ship is also in there somehow, and that save point device he had Rick make for him in the Vat of Acid episode is also one of his moves. And Morty apparently uses the Planetina rings for some of his attacks, creating a pillar of earth and shooting fire. The skins for Morty consist of a mech suit, though unclear which one, probably the equivalent mech suit skin that Rick has, so most likely it's this one. There's also an Evil Morty skin and a President Morty skin, though spoiler warning, that's the same Morty, but two different skins here. Alright, let's move on to what new stuff is rumored to have been found in the Season 1 build of the game for Rick. I won't repeat things from past videos, just the new stuff that's supposedly been found. So any old skins or any old rumored to be datamine stuff I talked about in past videos, probably still coming for Rick, but I'm only going to talk about the new stuff. Okay, so the Pickle Rick skin is in fact a variant and has its own specific voice lines. Rick uses Meeseeks, and they also have their own recorded voice lines now. There is a Rick and Pickle Rick icon coming as well. As far as other costumes for characters like other skins and variants in the game's code, only one new one that we didn't know about before is rumored to have been found so far. That is a Harley Quinn costume where she's Dr. Harleen Quinzel. So that's her real name from back when she was a psychiatrist working at Arkham Asylum before she joined up with the Joker and became Harley Quinn. Really cool concept for a Harley skin. I wasn't expecting that one. Cool to see someone's alter ego as a skin, basically. I hope we get like Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent as variants one day too. Alright, so now let's talk about characters rumored to be found in the game's code right now. Here's our big list of speculated characters from the rumored datamines and leaks. I updated it a bit with the official reveal of Black Adam and Stripe. I haven't heard anything for any completely new characters being found out about in the Season 1 code for the game. But supposedly the Season 1 build of the game does have some characters that have lots of files for them right now. So that might help us narrow down which other characters we may see coming to the game very soon. Potentially during Season 1 here, so what was found in the code might help us narrow down exactly who we could be getting soon. So apparently the characters with voice files in this build of the game are Rick and Morty, of course, Black Adam, Gizmo and Stripe, Beetlejuice, the Wicked Witch of the West, and Marvin the Martian. Marvin the Martian apparently had some voice lines re-added back in. Rick, Morty, Black Adam, and Stripe are all, of course, officially confirmed, so no surprise there. Gizmo appears to be attached to Stripe's character in some way still in the code, because of like how they're listed, and Gizmo has voice lines. Beetlejuice and the Wicked Witch of the West also have lots of voice lines now, so potentially Season 1 might consist of these characters, if we assume the characters with lines in the Season 1 build of the game are the characters they have planned for Season 1. Although Marvin is just a maybe because his voice lines again were just re-added. I mean, technically they're all maybes, it's just an assumption, but Marvin's probably the least likely of these guys to get in Season 1 if this is our Season 1 character lineup. There are supposedly some pretty cool lines of dialogue recorded for these characters, but there aren't any lines that the characters say that seem to confirm any new fighters that aren't already on our potential character lineup list. There is rumored to be one line from Beetlejuice where it apparently sounds like he mentions someone called Wendy. The only Wendy I can think of that might show up in MultiVersus would be Wendy Torrance from The Shining. And while I'm a huge Kubrick fan and a fan of Stephen King, and I'd love to see a character from a Kubrick film or a Stephen King novel show up in this game, I kind of doubt Wendy Torrance is happening. If we did get a Shining rep, I'd honestly assume it would probably be Jack Torrance. And anyway, there's probably a better explanation here than thinking Beetlejuice is actually saying Wendy, and he's referring to the Shining character Wendy. Wendy might actually be Wundy, as in like a nickname for Wonder Woman. And I can totally see Beetlejuice shortening Wonder Woman's name to Wundy when he talks to her. That feels like a very in-character Beetlejuice speech pattern type thing to do. So my guess is the Wendy Beetlejuice is talking about is probably Wendy, who is probably Wonder Woman. Alright, so does this Season 1 build of the game have any other characters rumored to be found in the code right now, besides the ones I just mentioned that apparently have lines of dialogue? Well, supposedly that C0 list looks like this right now. So unconfirmed characters on the C0 list consist of Marvin the Martian, Gizmo sharing a spot here with Stripe, Raven, and Nubia. There's still plenty of blank spots though that could get filled up, and it goes all the way up to C033, though I doubt we'd get that many characters released just by the end of Season 1. That would be a lot of characters releasing between now and November 15th. What makes more sense to me is actually having the characters with lots of lines of dialogue in the Season 1 build being the ones we should probably expect as our Season 1 fighters. Again, Season 1 lasts until November 15th, and we were already theorizing that we might get new characters released about every 2 weeks, the same time frame they use to rotate in and out the free unlocked characters for that 2-week period. And with Morty releasing on August 23rd, using just the characters rumored to have voice lines in Season 1, we can paint a pretty good roadmap of character releases throughout Season 1. Morty on the 23rd, Rick in early November, right around the premiere of Season 6 of Rick and Morty. I put Black Adam next, even though the website would have us assume Stripe would be after Rick, so you can swap them around here if you want to. But Black Adam's movie comes out October 21st, and any time before that I could see being a good time to release him for cross-promotion towards the movie. Black Adam could be added around the same time frame as, say, a new trailer dropping for the movie or something like that. It doesn't have to be super close to the film's exact release date to cross-promote it. But basically, the reason I decided to do Black Adam first and then Stripe is because it puts Stripe in October, and that makes every character in that month have a spooky Halloween theme. Beetlejuice would also be October if I had to guess, and then Wicked Witch of the West could literally release on Halloween going by the 2-week release schedule. I can't think of a more fitting release date for that character, honestly. And then Marvin in November, right before the end of Season 1. I'm assuming Stripe and Gizmo are in fact one fighter, but if you think they'll be separate, you can take Marvin off of the Season 1 character list, since he's just a maybe anyway, and then separate Gizmo and Stripe and make them 2 separate characters, and you'll still have a new character every 2 weeks to fit the schedule for Season 1. So that is my guess for the Season 1 character release roadmap. It's totally possible we could get other characters that aren't rumored to have voice lines in the game's code right now. Other characters from our big speculated list of characters could totally happen instead of the ones I just named, but I still think this is a very solid guess at what to expect character-wise throughout Season 1. This is my prediction. Okay, so any other interesting rumors about what people noticed in the Season 1 build of the game? Well, one thing is that, unfortunately, the Lord of the Rings stuff in the game might be getting cut. There's apparently less stuff for Lord of the Rings in this build of the game, according to the rumors. No longer an Eye of Sauron icon or Lord of the Rings stage music, I guess. And Huge Leaker actually has been saying that Gandalf might have been scrapped due to negotiation issues with the Tolkien estate. And most damning of all, the tower in the background of the Trophy's Edge stage that we were speculating might actually be Barad-dûr appears to have been slightly altered now, with some things on the sides of it for some reason, making it resemble Sauron's tower much less than before. It's an odd thing to update without any reason to have to do that. And the only reason I can think to do that is that the deal to use Tolkien stuff in MultiVersus, unfortunately, might have fallen through. Gandalf is my most wanted character from the speculated lineup of fighters, so I'm very disappointed to hear Lord of the Rings stuff might not be happening now. Gandalf and Legolas would have been really sweet to get in this game. Yet, hope remains, while the company is true. There are apparently still trademarks for Lord of the Rings in the game's files, so maybe we will still see Tolkien characters here after all, but it's sadly very uncertain right now, so fingers crossed, everybody. Another uncertain thing that was rumored to have been found in this build of the game is actually something for the Matrix. There's apparently a Matrix pattern texture in the files, like the green string of code, the Matrix stuff. Would be sweet to get like Neo in MultiVersus, or honestly any character from the Matrix, Morpheus, Trinity, and I do suspect we will get someone from the Matrix eventually. It's such a cool character idea, but since this rumored texture isn't really a specific character leak, I can't in good faith add someone like Neo to our list of speculated characters just yet. That would have been like adding Green Lantern because there's a Green Lantern in the CGI trailer. We got a Green Lantern ring out now, so that might have been the only reason why that Green Lantern was in the CGI trailer, and Green Lantern might not be coming to the game anytime soon. So we can't jump to the conclusion of characters for these sorts of things without more evidence that they're actually being worked on at the moment. Morty supposedly does have a line about the whole red pill, blue pill thing from the Matrix, but the Rick and Morty lines are supposedly just lines cut from the show itself and not newly recorded lines. They may have specifically picked this line from the show to fit with a Matrix character, of course, but I don't think we have enough evidence here to add Neo to the speculated character lineup. But believing Matrix stuff is coming to MultiVersus now, yeah, I'd say that's probably happening at some point. And then final couple things to note, there are rumors of a bunch of emotes in the new build, but one is apparently a poop emote. Also, with Season 1 started now, if you entered that code for the Evo banner and icon, you should have them in the game now. Tony was questioned why these were given out to everyone, as they don't feel very special if they aren't exclusive to Evo participants, and anyone can get them. And he responded to this question with, "You will," suggesting something special for people who actually played at Evo might be coming. Also, Tony confirmed the Founders Packs will be available throughout Season 1, and we will get plenty of heads up before they go away. Alright, well that's everything I wanted to talk about in this video. I think this mock-up calendar paints a good roadmap for what we should probably expect as far as the character release schedule goes for Season 1. Maybe a few changes here and there. You can move Stripe and Black Adam around, you could maybe add Gizmo, get rid of Marvin, but I think this is a pretty good idea of what we'll probably be getting. But it is just an assumption. No idea for sure what's going to happen or when things are going to release. Anyway, if you have any thoughts or comments about any of the stuff I talked about in this video, leave them below.
Remember to like the video, leave a comment in the section below, and subscribe to Papa Gino's
Twitter, Patreon, Discord, Twitch.